me now, Mr. Sinai, ask you this. You know, there are conversations, there are debates, there are comments out there about the common role, the census. How comfortable are you that those who are eligible to vote in this election can and will be able to vote?
Firstly, there are a number of things that's involved in this and the understandings that need to come about to us to know. One is the function of the Electoral Commission and the different functions of the other agencies.
Yeah.
Census, NID, civil registry, and ward recording. Those are managed by different entities or agencies. Electoral Commission concentrates on the 18 years and the voting age.
Yes.
Okay, now, secondly is the type of role we are using. Where are you getting the role from? And what are you basing on? What is the data? When did it happen? And so to that answer is we are basing on the 2017 role and then moved forward to 2019. So which means we have a database that is a base that we have. And that database is all about the voters, not the population, not the entire population. So the voters we have is about 5 million. Now from that, according to law, we must also prepare an electoral roll before the next elections. And that is, the metric is to calculate on 3% population growth rate.
Increase, yes.
Increase rate.
Yes.
And that is by law. Everyone use as a measurement to any planning aspect of in the country. And so we are no different. We are a government entity, we use that. Now, for the 3% from 2017, 18, 19, 20, and 21 and 22 is 5 years. So we multiply that 3 times 5 and it becomes 15%. So we issue new enrollment forms targeting the growth rate,
Okay.
growing young people.
Okay.
Assuming that all those people who have voted in the last election, the role is still static. It's not been moved, it's not been changed.
Okay.
It's there, so we're just updating the new young voters.
Okay. Of course, you take into account the dead.
Correct.
Okay. What about the census? Obviously, what they have would be helpful to you, but you're not getting that, are you? I mean, the census, what? The last one was in 2011, 12?
2011, the census is like, the comparison of the census data and the Electoral Commission, like I said, census counts every detail and every detail of a person living in someone. They have their own criteria to follow. Electoral Commission is 18 years and above, voting age. And when we want to do elections, the residential qualification is it makes the difference, which is the 6-month residential qualification to enroll and vote. It's not 5 years, it's not 10 years, it's not 20 years, but it's 6 months.
Yes.
So that's why in every elections, we must update the roll because somebody is already qualified to enroll in that electorate.
Okay, okay.
By way of 6 months regulation or law.
So you're comfortable? We have 5 million of our 8 or 9 or whatever million we have, that is the voting bracket.
Yes, 5 million is the base for the last 2019, 17 up. And we have issued the 3% is increased up to from 5 million to what? We're expecting 6 million, almost the next population that added on to the roll.
Okay. Let me then get to you. The ballot papers. There's been some issue, some reports that a box of ballot papers have been flown out from Australia. And so what's the story about that?
Thank you. Well, the ballot papers, normally in any election, we print either in or within locally or internationally outside. Now, since we have been discussing, we have a donor coordination committee, which we speak to all the parties and partners, election management bodies around the world. We have a Zoom program. In the Zoom program, we present like this to the partners around the world. And so they say, Papua New Guinea, we need ballot papers, we need inks, we need plastic seals, we need ballot boxes, we need polling kits, all of those things becomes big ticket items. And so when we discuss them, they pick up It's not like we do before, and are confined to Papua New Guinea. So now everybody's they're supporting towards development of what we're doing, and they're also watching. So this is through Australia Electoral Commission.
Okay.
They got convinced to offer us to print the ballot papers. And so those ballot papers calculation is based on, like what I've said earlier, on the current existing data plus the 3% that's added on. So it's 12 million now. 12 million divided into two, 6 million for provincial or governorship ballots, and 6 million for the open electorate ballots. Okay. Sometimes people think 12 million, and what are you going to do with the rest? It's only 5 million. No, it's not that. It's for the province and for the open.
Okay.
So that's why we have a 12 million or a 10 million ballot paper. Yeah.
Yes, people need to understand that.
Yes.
Okay, the ballot papers, I mean, all right, here's a layman's understanding of it.
Yes.
A ballot paper must have the picture of the candidate and written or issued, and we don't know the candidate. So that's a little bit of a question being asked out there.
Okay, if there is some queries like that, it's good to clarify. We have changed that ballot paper layout already, some way back in 2000, after 2007. And so now we went into, as soon as we incepted the LBV system, we have done away with the photo party and party leaders and candidate photos in the ballot paper, away from the ballot paper. So it separates the ballot paper from 2012 to 17 to now. The photo of the political party and the candidate will now appear on what we call a candidate poster.
Be separated
from
the ballot.
From the ballot. The ballot paper is just 1/4 page of A4, and it's 3 preferences only. So when you go to the polling place, they give you a small sheet of ballot paper for the provincial and the open. You mark you either vote 1, 2, and 3 a number, or you write the candidate's name on those 3 locations or 3 spaces. So ballot paper actually was separated from the poster.
Okay.
So now we're printing separate posters just to go and do advertisements and do some campaign. But when you go to the polling place, you have a ballot paper that has got no picture.
Yeah. Okay.
It's only space there.
Yeah. But the pictures will be on the side or whatever that you can see.
Yes, outside.
And people can see that and make their choice.
Correct.
It will require a little bit of education, I think, Electoral Commissioner.
Yes. I think people have already got used to since after 2012.
Okay.
And 2007, 2012, and now 17. So on the average of voting, I see they've come to understand that.
Okay.
But the trend of voting is different. But the understanding of the way the ballot paper is now presented at the polling booth is already aware that there's no photo. They will only get a 3 space. They know 1, 2, 3 already. So when they go in, they prepare 3 people to go and either say the numbers or write the name.